start with your camera 5. I wanted to use that, so whenever you're ready, you can just stabilize that camera for me. Okay, and Mr. Stubbs, in 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Under-20 International Series of 2026 kicked off on Thursday here in the Western Cape at Rondebosch Boys High School. And today, on Tuesday, 5 days later, the second of 3 days of play will take place right here at Wynberg Boys High School, a famous school in the southern suburbs of the city of Cape Town, South Africa. There are your results from day one. What a match we witnessed between Georgia and Fiji at the under-20 level, of course, which this series is all about, developing these squads. 6 points between the sides. Fiji led at halftime and Georgia made a big comeback. Different kind of game in game number 2, of course, the Junior Springboks, the SA Under-20 side, an expanded squad, if you will, of the Junior Springboks, taking care of the young Chileans. 97 points to nil. There were tries galore, 2 hat-tricks along the way. A few changes for the Springboks before their game today, in which they will take on Fiji, while the Chileans, of course, will be lining up against the Georgians here as the sun attempts to dapple its way through the clouds. There are your fixtures for today, and not just for today. In fact, 4 days from now, on Saturday, we conclude the action here in the Under-20 International Series. But today it's Chile, first up at 1 p.m., taking on Georgia, and then the Junior Springboks at 3 p.m. will be taking on Fiji. A bit of a change on the final day's play. You'll see the Junior Springboks playing the first of the 2 matches. That's because it will be shortly after a big match at Polros, where those games are to take place, where I believe Polros will be playing Bishops, a massive clash of Western Cape schools rugby, followed by an SA Under-20 side taking on Georgia. Should be plenty of entertainment for the rugby fans of Stellenbosch come this weekend. But now in midweek, we should have some schoolboys in attendance and beyond as the afternoon wears on and class concludes. Friends and family and parents come out of work and populate the sides of these fields, as they so often do throughout the rugby season in the southern suburbs. Rugby, the game that pulls the entirety of Cape Town together, especially once the weather turns this way. What a wonderful day of action it was on day one at the Tinky Haynes Field in Rondebosch. Plenty learned for all concerned, no question about that. 3 of these 4 sides heading to the World Under-20 Championships in Georgia come the end of next month, so it's really right around the corner. Time to shape up properly. Of course, there is an Under-20 trophy tournament as well, which is for all nations that don't fit in to that top tier. There are your match officials for this opening match of today between those 2 game international sides that have come over. Chile had a really difficult opening fixture against the SA Under-20 side, so it's hard to judge how far along their program is. As for the Georgians, they really showed what they were all about, especially so in that second half against Fiji, when they turned around the deficit and overcame by 6 points. Here is the side that will be lining up for them today. Tsik Lauri starting in the number 9 jersey, a big change from the young man that made all the difference in the last match. But it's all about squad expansion for these Georgians here today. Makaradze didn't have much to do because much of the game was run through the 9 for Georgia. Their lineouts were absolutely crucial. Toradze was a big part of that. And Luka Narcia will be captain of the Georgian Under-20 side. And here are the replacements for the Georgians who have traveled to South Africa for this tournament. They really have plenty to do here today, taking on what will be a Chile side looking to make things right after conceding 97 points against the Junior Springboks, which might suggest to you that they are going to struggle in this one, but I'm sure that Chile would have been hoping to test their mettle against Georgia, whose scrum and lineout were the difference between themselves and Fiji. Fiji playing an expansive style of game. Here is that Chilean side, who so struggled against South Africa hard indeed to pick out any standout players as a result of that, but they too have made a change at number 9, where Santiago Wood, one of the standout players, made a big impact. Clemente Rodriguez, who came on in the number 20 jersey, will be occupying the number 7 as Benjamin Diaz got an early injury in that game. Marco Alvano, captain of the side, again, wearing a white scrum cap, tried to make some counter-attacking play anytime that he could for Chile, but really had an uphill battle on his hands. Here are the replacements for Chile. Let's see if they can stay in the game early on against Georgia, fight against that upfront power that the Georgians possess even at this under 20 level, and make their presence felt. There is Santiago Wood. He should make an impact off of the bench. This could be a really closely contested game. And then, of course, Chile get to take on Fiji on the final day's play. And that should be a real entertainer. Well, as South Africa, of course, will have the challenge of taking on the Georgians on the final day of play, and perhaps the matchup that most suits the junior Springboks. So the Junior Lelos, their flag represented, heading towards the left of your screen, will take on the young Los Condores of Chile. The international side, of course, their first team at the men's level, known as Los Condores, and always trying to achieve a spot at the World Cup, and so often narrowly missing out along the way. Wynberg Boys High School gets to host a prestigious rugby event this afternoon. Now, the weather almost perfect in Cape Town, and plenty to look forward to today, especially in the junior Springbok side. Vusi Moyo has stepped into the captaincy role, just to let you know, for the game that's coming on later for those South African interested fans that are watching here early in our broadcast, brought to you by Baruch Media. Table Mountain wears its cloth proudly. What a beautiful setting this is. This is the school right behind us and all around us, by the way, all of the school buildings. This is the first team rugby field. So if you play first team for Wynberg, you play under the shadow of Table Mountain, as is the case in so many places around the city of Cape Town. Blessed with beauty indeed. And so we'll be back soon with kickoff to match number 1 of 2 coming your way today. Don't you go anywhere.
Talk to me. I think your sound is still on. You can just mute it, but the streaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome.
Okay, so when you press the talk back to me, you can't hear me talk.
Is of course the second round of our inaugural Under 20 International Series.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so what's happening now is basically it's just we work through the graphics a bit quicker than I expected. So, just being a ball that's here. They're going to come out within the next 6 minutes or so to do anthems. So you can just take it easy, or you can talk, or you can do whatever you feel like comfortable doing.
On behalf of the Deputy President, Mr. Davids of SA Rugby, and the CEO, Leon Oberholzer, we welcome all our traveling fans and spectators. And a special thanks to our hosts and headmaster, Dean Skippers of Wynberg Boys High. Welcome, welcome, Wamkile Kile to the International Under 20 Series. U20 team of Chile. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together for the Georgian under-20 team.
And so the time has come for the Under-20 International Series to get underway on this glorious Tuesday in Cape Town. Glorious it attempts to be through the clouds pitter-pattering their way through the sky. But the Georgians and Chileans will care not. The Junior Lelos and the young Condores make their way onto the field. This is going to be a big test for the boys in blue, as they were trounced by the Junior Springboks on day one, did not get to show what they're all about, and they will be licking their lips to try their hand against the Georgians today. A powerful under-20 side. Indeed, the Georgians, the side that will host the World Championships at under-20 level in just a few days' time, really, at the end of next month. So they will be intent on making a statement against Chile, much like the Junior Springboks did. Let's see how this one plays out at Wynberg Boys High School. But first, the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please be upstanding for the singing of these two great nations' national anthems. First, we will have Georgia, and will be followed by Chile.
Nothing beats a little bit of South American passion to get a day underway, and what a day it promises to be. Chile get us underway against Georgia. Next up, the Junior Springboks take on Fiji. This is the Under-20 International Series, and it's promising plenty. Let's hope that both of these two sides have come ready to run the ball. One would expect that Georgia will be like a wrecking ball, dominating this Chilean side physically so they can soften them up for the kill later on. But that remains to be seen. As for Chile, can they get their hands on the ball early in the game or in the game at all? Because as the scoreline might suggest, 97 points to nil, the Junior Springboks barely allowed them to play, monopolized possession, dominated them physically at the set piece everywhere around the field. It's to be expected considering the quality of the program here in South Africa, of course, which has improved over the last few years as South Africa has aimed to become competitive at the under-20 level on a level similar to that of France and England in years gone by. Chile with a completely different set of priorities, and similarly so the Georgians. Those two priorities come to a head this afternoon at Wynberg Boys High School in 80 minutes of fascinating rugby at the under-20 level. Juan de Bot gives a blast on the whistle, and we are underway courtesy of Roa, taken in by the Georgians. Two entertaining rugby matches coming your way this midweek. You wouldn't want it any other way. The Georgians turn to that muscle early on. Their front row is fearsome. Eziashvili, so prominent on the carry in the opening day's fixture against Fiji. But also watch for the deftness of hand that number 3 has, along with the rest of his front row. Oh my goodness gracious, body on the line from Zviadadze. Just a rugby incident, both players going for the ball in the air. He showed his aerial prowess on day one, but that's the danger it can present when falling out of the skies. Oh, it's a young man's game. He gets up, he shakes it off, ready to go again.
Sorry, guys. Egan. What are we dealing with? Yes? Perfect, thank you so much. We're just checking how the player landed. Yeah, he was beaten. He was beaten in the air. Your player.
Referee Juan de Bot in the middle today, and our TMO's Egon Seconds, highly experienced duo. Had a Portuguese ref on day one as the internationality continues. I'm just reviewing the legality of that aerial challenge.
Yes? Perfect. Number 10, blue, he landed on his shoulder, so I'm going to upgrade from penalty to yellow. Okay, number 10. The player landed dangerously on his shoulder, so that's going to be a yellow card. Okay.
Claudio.
He landed in touch. In the field, so the penalty's on the mark. Sorry, yeah. Thank you.
Claudio Roa
There's your mark.
is the name. Yellow card is what he was shown. Well, a banana. They're teaching them flair for the game over there in Georgia. Banana kick into touch off a penalty. 15 players taking on 14, not the start Chile would have been hoping for, having struggled so desperately for control and even possession in their first match. They started on the back foot here. And of course, a yellow card to your fly half.
Hold.
Deeply unhelpful.
Nope. You've got 2 receivers. Both of you can't be out. One of you in. Thank you. Stay there. Let's play.
Patience and understanding from referee de Bot. Garibashvili feeds the line out. Look at the perfection of that from the Georgians, but Chile's sack was attempted legal, but it was not completed by Blas. And as such, the Georgians have a chance to drive on, and they really have a close-knit center of that maul. in from the side.
Turn around.
And Chile won't be able to do that much more often. Referee De Bort will have to punish them if the cynicism continues. No question on the Georgians. They're pointing to the corner. Makaradze knocks it into the corner.
Get the setup right first.
And there's a very high likelihood they'll roll that maul again. Perfection once more from Georgians. They hit the back of the line out this time. It's a Georgian player tripping up the maul.
Use the ball.
Now use it as the call from referee De Bort. The Georgians use it to perfection. Splintering away over the line. It's a Georgian try to start off the day's play. Just waiting for as final confirmation as we can get on the try scorer there. May well have been Garibashvili, the hooker for Georgia, depending on how fast that ball was transferred, because my goodness, it was a dynamic happening in there. Well, their power game not under question. They showed it, and they've showed it all around the world at every level for many a year now. The Georgian under-20 side following in a proud tradition of muscular Georgian rugby.
20 seconds.
And the 20 or the 14 men of Chile down by 5 and potentially 7.
10.
Makaradze raising the flags, 7 points on the board. Georgia lead.
Number 9. Number 9. Bounce the ball on or behind the line, not over the line. On or behind.
Referee De Bort just making sure everything is legal with the kickoff. It is, and we are back underway. Taken in by Zazadze. Tsiklauri with a quicker ball than he might have liked. Finds Eziashvili. What a talent he is. The big number 3. Unquestionable faith in their tight forwards, Georgia have. Using their big boys to set up a couple of phases before popping one over the top. Another contestable kick, slightly too long to be contested in the air. Alvano, the captain of Chile, takes it in, and his teammates get back fast enough to secure possession. First chance for Chile. Remember, they are without their number 10, Roa, yellow carded basically as soon as the match got underway. So stepping in to fill in at number 10 is Alvano. And the captain of Chile, looking like the most skilled player with the blue jersey over his shoulders. The knock-on comes from the Chileans, and it's Georgia who have the chance to punish them for that mistake. Oh, popping one over the top. A clever piece of play from Tsiklauri. How's the execution? Oh, yes. Accuracy from the number 9. Line out Chile. Pressure on here. Cristobal Soto. Rodriguez, the target. He can't hold on in the air. The Georgians are charging onto it now. An advantage being played to Chile. Perhaps a knock-on advantage there.
That's forward. Ball strap there.
Panic for the Chileans, no doubt, on the back of that ball, slipping through the fingers of the impressive number 7, Rodriguez. And this presents them with a chance to have a true test against a Georgian scrum who take themselves very seriously and will be eager to impose their will upon their opposition early on here. It's a backdrop that one can become used to when living in Cape Town, but one should never become used to. It is the glorious Table Mountain.
Crouch. Fine. No, guys. Respect the space, please. Both of you. Keep the gap. Unbind. Left of the mark. Good. crouch. Bind. Set.
Here we go. Watch for the power coming from the Georgians. Oh my goodness gracious. The Pistons pumping domination early on. They are not missing a man in the scrum. Their number 10's off the field. And that spells trouble. Oh boy. Imagine when they have to pack the next one down. The Chileans will be shaking.
Going down. 1.
Dropping your bind, hinging, trembling, maybe one of the charges against them. Now the Georgians will feel good with their scrum going so well. The lineouts been performing pretty much perfectly as well, and there's another picture of perfection. Or is it penalty against the Georgians? Changing lanes.
You have to drive on the jumper.
I need not explain when referee de Bot is so good at his job, shifting the point of contact for them all illegally. And creating, in so doing, an obstruction which results in a penalty. So that ball driven into touch, quite flat. If there was somebody in position there, they could have run onto that one like it was a skip ball. Chile have their own feet to the line out, just behind their own 10-meter line. Great contest at 2-ball up there, Alcade. That's the kind of stuff Chile may have to engage in at many of their lineouts this afternoon, because the Georgians are clearly intent on challenging anytime they get a chance. One of the first chances for Chile to construct some attacking play since they came to South Africa after that 97-0 drubbing against the junior Springboks, where not much attack was allowed. After 2 phases, they go over the top through Nicholas Weitzel. Not a contestable kick, one to win territory. And Georgia begin from within their own territory, a fullback who loves to counter-attack in Kalvashi. And the Georgians are running free with their muscle-bound outside center, Saldadze. Wonderful interplay, and now pace from Svidadze. Svidadze for the corner. He gets up and goes again, dots down. Brilliant work from Svidadze. An expansive try from the Georgians. They spread their wings against the Condors. You saw him flying through the skies early in the match to claim that first contestable kick, which resulted in a yellow card for Claudio Roa. And he shows what he really loves to do on a rugby field. Oh, the interplay from Georgia. When they have a chance to interlink, they can do it as well as almost anybody. And I say almost because the Fijians are here, of course, for the next few days. And if you want to live up to the example that they set, you have to do some pretty spectacular things. Should be an interesting match, the next one, between the junior Springboks and Fiji, if Fiji can find a way to fight fire with fire up front. Right now, Georgia have the chance to go 14-0 up through Makaradze. Makaradze has the encouragement of some of the Wynberg boys here. It hasn't helped him curve it around the corner. There they are, starting to gather. No doubt to take on, or to take in rather, the junior Springboks, who are coming up later. A couple of top players coming out of Wynberg in recent years. There's been a revolution in their rugby program over the last few decades, and Zachary Porthen, their latest Springbok, so early in his career as a front ranker, winning caps for the Springboks. Wow, the Georgians are full of power. Zazadze's cut them open. They're just going to run free all the way in, and Narcia dots down. Oh, captain, my captain, all the way downfield. Georgia cut them open with the power play of Zazadze. Then Narcia asking the question, who needs a backline player when you got pace like that? The junior Lelos strike again.
Thank you.
Oh, what a ferocious start to the day's play here at the U20 International Series.
20.
I would say that the Georgian preparations appear to be going reasonably well for their home World Under-20 Championship.
10.
Makaradze. Oh, just had no bend on it, that one. Kept drifting to the right. It's another miss for Makaradze. He's got 1 of 3. It's 17-0 to Georgia. Makaradze, very much of the Stephen Larkham ilk of tall fly halves, the Henry Honeyballs of this world. Whereas Chile is number 10. When he returns to the field, at least, very much of the opposing type. Claudio Roa, a stocky, well-built number 10, who they could dearly do with. But Georgia are dealing with Chilean
Use not.
efforts right next to the ruck and up front with the power play for the time being early in this match. And the Chileans are going to have to find a way to fight fire with fire in that regard. Otherwise, Georgia will make hay while the sun is shining. It's the dummied kick from Ciclauri. Oh, look at that! Soaring through the skies. Alvano setting the example once more, the captain of his side. Penalty Chile.
Sternum.
Keep an eye on that guy. Number 7 for Chile, Clemente Rodriguez. Massive impact off the bench on day 1. Roa, back with us. Touch found, an attacking opportunity for Chile. A rare one indeed. Perhaps their first real try-scoring potential of the entire tournament thus far. Oh, that'll be frustrating. Fed in by Soto. What a brilliant take at the back by Rodriguez. A talismanic effort from the number 7. He had to hold on just for a second so that his friends could arrive and protect that ball. But indeed, they were too slow in coming, and Georgia have snatched the initiative away from Chile just like that. Heartbreak for the Chileans. Half a chance extinguished. Touch found. Georgia clear their lines, but Chile remain in an attacking position. Well, the backline players of Chile, we're yet to get to know them, the likes of Lucas Pizarro and more. Cristobal Soto. Oh, man, he's looked for Clemente Rodriguez at the back. And this time, Georgia able to get their hands on the ball. Turnover possession, but Chile have turned it right back. Now the question is for the Chileans, what's the approach? Do you take the opportunity to get 3 points on the board early on? No. You believe that you can compete in this match, drive it into the corner and look for tries. It's the right way to go. Well, that's a safe touch from Moroa. Didn't look to peel off too many extra meters. Or perhaps he did, and it came off the side of the boot. But let's see if those backline players are employed.
Stay in the middle of the
But of course, that begins with securing ball at lineout. The fight at 2-ball again, almost won by Alcade. And they'll consider that a win if they can recycle the ball here, Chile. There it is, they get a chance to attack. Soto, bang, right into the nostrils of his opposition. Some upright tackling there from Georgia. Chile clear quickly. Oh my goodness, that'll be frustrating. Falling towards the toes of Abu Mahor. He can't hold on. Scrum to the Georgians. Chile pass up a big chance to make an impact. There's the danger man.
Bind, and he went down.
Their captain in the number 15 jersey, Marco Alvano. So keep a close eye on this one.
Left. You left. You left. Square up, out that shoulder. Crouch.
Oh, that'll work. Free kick, Chile. No need for the scrum. The tap and go comes from Weitzel. An aggressive carrying from Picara finally gets a chance to put his hands on the ball. Here comes Abu Mahor. And now an advantage to Chile. A bit of momentum building for the South Americans. This will be very pleasing. First time they've put together a few phases. They're behind the gain line. Advantage called over as Pizarro takes it into contact
down, please.
and hits the ground. Yes, the Georgians are coming in aggressively, but really not dropping their tackle height as much as they might be, which can result in some very dangerous situations.
Captain.
Asked if they were going to kick for the 3. The answer is no. Tries are what they seek. Again, Roa making sure that touch is the first priority. We have witnessed the apocalypse at 2-ball. Let's see if they go there again. Yes, indeed. Another one at 2-ball for Al-Qaeda. Wow. Penalty. Oh. Well.
Penalties over here. You're taking out the lifter.
Penalty after penalty is now punished.
Yes.
Yaseshvili makes his way from the
Taking out
field.
lifter. Too many penalties. Yeah.
So Luka Yaseshvili will spend 10 minutes in the bin. Until another scrum is called, Georgia will not have to replace him with another front ranker. But considering the nature of Georgian front rankers, I don't know if as an opposition team you would want them to put another front ranker on the field or rather leave a flanker. Depends how much you cherish the integrity of your body. Line-out feed from Cristobal Soto. What an opportunity for Chile. Taken in by Luca Vega. They wrap around the corner. They need more protection. The protection comes now. Can they keep their feet? Oh, these young Condores, they've made the ball available. The aggression on defense keeps them out for now. Leaning for the line, but stopped short. The Junior Lelos are protecting their territory. Another penalty to Chile. It's going to have to be 5 meters back.
Tackler, release and roll.
No need to rush. Well, Claudio Roa.
Captain.
Yes.
Slow down on the penalties. You're in the danger zone. Please stay out of the breakdowns. Your hands.
They're in the danger zone. They're in the red zone. Call it what you like. The pressure cooker is being applied here by Chile. Another chance at line out. This time they hit the 4-ball. No contest coming from the Georgians. Luca Vega rises highest, but the Georgians are in control of the momentum this time. Chile splinter away. They have a pod there, but they're short on protection. Coming in from the side, but not engaging fully enough to bring about the penalty advantage. Chile get it free. They're looking to play it quick. Picara.
Get your hands out.
Slow recycle there. Just enough of the dark arts coming from Georgia. Oh my goodness. Pack your bags. Big hit coming in from Georgia. Soto playing to the blind. Exciting times for Chile, but they need to make sure they don't rush things. They've got to make it count.
Check that, please.
More aggressive defense, and referee report wants to see if everybody's keeping their height and coming in with wrapped arms and not just flying shoulders. The error comes from Chile. It's a scrum feed to Georgia, unless there's a check on one of those tackles. But those tackles must be striking fear at this point. They are flying off the defensive line, Georgia. Chile is showing that they are fearless, finally putting together some phases and showing that they can definitely get something done here this afternoon if they continue in this vein.
You are off for the yellow card. Yeah, you're being subbed.
And there it comes, the loose forward, inevitably losing his place for the front row replacement, necessitated by the yellow card shown to Luka Yaseshvili.
Let's go. No. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Such a different challenge, refereeing. Young men of this age looking to crack their way into the international game. You've got to control that energy and try to stop young men like that from infringing.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Well,
Come down. You need to keep your bind.
a chance perhaps for Chile to scrum against a potentially weakened scrum in Georgia, but it's hard to say that. You never know who the front rankers are, whether they're starting or finishing the match, as they're known these days, the finishers. Brilliant touch found there by Makaradze. Has a different philosophical approach to line kicking than the Chilean number 10, Claudio Roa, peeling off over 50 meters. Nicolosi Garibashvili feeds the line out, and it's played away by Tikalauri, immediately getting about their play, an advantage to Georgia. Just look at the amount of meters they earn after the contact. Chaos at rack time, but able to get there and clear was Tikalauri.
Sternum tackle.
Sternum tackle the call. So another case of a player not dropping body height quite enough. I think both teams are going to have to watch out for that today. And of course, in general and at all levels of rugby, that kind of action is being completely cut out.
Can we just move backwards, please? Red, get the water off, please. Time is not off. Let's play.
Part of that game management I was talking about, referee Debot. Includes managing the so-called water boys, who are 99% of the time these days, of course, messengers for the head coach. So take a look at that touch. Found deep in the 22 of Chile, and real trouble on the horizon. There are the stars of the next match coming up. What a squad this under-20 side of South Africa are building in an attempt to go back-to-back at the under-20 World Championships in Georgia late in June. Not straight on the throw.
Option.
So,
Captain. Scrum or line out? Line out.
so they get the option on the back of a throw that's not straight, whether to have a scrum or a line out, and predictably, Chileans choosing not to scrum against Georgia. Cristobal Soto, this time it's been stolen clean, and Georgia have the chance to get right onto the front foot now. Nobody at depth, of course, because they were defending, but they get the ball all the way down the back line all the same. Saldadze, the one to take it into contact, and this is more like it from Georgia, blasting their way through the gain line. And another run, this time Chortolia brought down replacement front ranker Chilidze. The recycling of the ball far too quick, surely, for Chile to continue the integrity of this defensive line. Toradze laid low, and now around the outside, Saldadze hitting the switch play to try scorers Viadadze. Chile holding strong, calling for the turnover. These guys are tenacious. Georgia crossing the gain line again. Now there's trouble because their big boys can rumble. Try, Georgia. Just like that, the power play. Too much for Chile.
TMO will check. Oh, yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Just to check on whether there was a double movement or not.
Clear for me.
And you can see the irresistible momentum of the Georgians moving their way downfield. If you give them a sniff, they'll never stop. Looks like Eziashvili might be the one taking the honors. This explosive tight head prop, who was brilliant on day one and is doing just the same on day. Well. Was he crawling?
Button is pressing.
Just keeping an eye on the referee to see if the check is over. Tikalauri.
Yep. 20.
All is well. Nicolas Tikalauri converts the try. Taking over the kicking duties from Makaradze. And Georgia continue their good works here this afternoon. So, look at the power play from the Georgian tight head prop. Now, did he thrust from the knee is the question. Question being asked by Thomas Cooper, number 8 for Chile. Nicholas Weitzel will get us back underway, Chile. Once again, conceding tries at a consistent pace in spite of any positive play that they may have shown. The chinks in their armor are being exposed here in Cape Town, but this is why they've come to play in a tournament like this, to test themselves against the likes of the junior Springboks, the world champions at under 20 level, the Georgians, the host of this world championship, and of course the Fijians, to try to raise the level of their game in Chile as well, and to create a generation that can achieve things in the future. They have another chance at attack now off a spilled ball from Georgia. Here's the talisman, taking them all on. Alvano, wonderful offload as well to Weitzel. On the run, Roa brought to ground. They play it quick. They want to catch the Georgians on skis. Weitzel. Now a passive collect there from Abu Mahor, hunted down by the captain of Georgia, Narcia. And the Chileans have lost just a couple of meters, forcing them into stuff like that. And the loss of momentum results in a pop over the top. Pedro Picaro can't keep it in. It's a line onto the Georgians. Garibashvili feeds Shkortolia. Well, trying for the turnover, not rolling away is the call at the end of the day. Max Schlesinger pinged for his sins. Hard worker for these young Condores. Green and gold, top right of your screen. The SA Under-20 squad preparing for their game next up. And some of the squad here just to enjoy the action as they get ready to represent their nation next month. Or some of them get the chance to represent their nation next month, because Coach Kevin Foote has made it very clear that this tournament is a chance to expand the squad, to see how much they have in their locker, and of course to decide who's getting on that plane when that time comes. Georgia on the attack again, this time employing the power play of Kolbaya, pumping his knees through the contact. Look at the accuracy of that ball. Their front rankers are multi-talented individuals. No knock-ons there, and so we play on, looking to counter-attack. You got to love the initiative of this man, Marco Alvano. He knows he doesn't get many opportunities every time. He does get one. He's running it 99% of the time. Eziashvili charging off the defensive line like a flanker. The tight head prop is explosive.
Use 9.
Weitzel under pressure again in their own 22. Chile go to the skies. This time it's a contestable kick. It's going to be tough to get underneath. Natroshvili missed out on collecting it, but made enough of a problem of himself physically in the air that Chile could not take it cleanly themselves. And smarting on the back of some contact is their inside center, Cristobal Serrano.
What's wrong? Let's go, let's go.
I'll be frustrated with that. Well, cramp.
Okay, time off.
30 minutes into the first half. That spells a long day for a young man. Well, let's hope it's cramp, of course.
Got it? Yeah, yeah, yes. Time check?
Well, time check has added more questions than answers. Hearing 5 minutes from the PA, seeing 30 minutes on the clock. We'll see how it goes. Georgia so far looking very sharp, but could almost be more encouraged by what we're seeing from Chile on the back of what happened to them against the junior Springboks, to be clear, going down by 97 points to 0, while Georgia won by 6 points over Fiji, 29 points to 23 after trailing in the first half. There are some of the stars, including the man who's got all the tongues wagging towards the right of your screen, Marcus Miller. Jack Bernardi on your left, an absolute speedster who shone during the Varsity Cup. Kolanyali, another player from Wynberg, this very high school that shone recently in the Varsity Cup, went on to become a world champion at under-20 level just last year.
Ouch.
And of course, Zach Porthen, the captain of the under-20s the year before they won,
Set.
who's gone on to become a Springbok.
No. I need you to bind on the seam. Keep your elbow up. Not there. Better picture, please. I need a better picture from you. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and assume, by the nature of his body shape, that referee Joan de Bort
Wait.
never played in the front row. But the way that referees are trained these days, they have to be wise to all the technicalities of scrumming so as to know when the dark arts are being employed.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Much better set from Georgia, and they get the chance to show what they're all about. They can barely keep the ball in the back of the scrum. They're moving forward so fast. Penalty advantage was there. And replacement front ranker for Chile, Christian Olmos, has some complaints for referee de Bort. Makaradze puts Georgia into the opposition 22. Well, hello to you too, sir.
Get in.
And that may be his high mom right next to him. What a beautiful school this is.
No. Get in the line out.
The grounds, the buildings, the location, but of course, the proud tradition of Wynberg Boys High School as well that makes it what it is. Chile will be extremely happy with that outcome. Stealing away a Georgian. Now that entry to the ruck is fascinating from the big number 8, called Baya. All's well that ends well. That is a brilliant clearance touch, and the pressure temporarily relieved from the Chileans. Seeing one proud Chilean flag standing underneath the posts. But besides that, could only be friends and family that have traveled with this Chilean squad, and similarly so, the Georgians and the Fijians. What a wonderful journey for a young team to
If
make.
you are here, you get in the line out, please. You're not going to walk in and jump. Set the line out.
Again, let's hope that cramp is the problem here
You good? Just hold on.
for the big guy, Luca Vega.
No, no. Hold on, please. Hold on. Hold on. Set the line out, please. Set the line out. Get in the line out. Don't play. Thank you.
Been forced into coaching and refereeing.
Now, time
At certain times, referee de Bort, and he's handled himself exceedingly well. Another excellent line out from Georgia. Toradze takes it clean, and look at them. They're flying away through Dev Dariani. Quick recycle, and they turn to the big guys. Chile sharp to it, shooting up out of the line to make their hits, but they've been cut open by Narcia. Narcia corkscrewing to present the ball. Look at that offload. It's absolutely gorgeous. Garibashvili gets to ground. Slow ball this time for Georgia. Chile have done well, but can they resist the power of Georgia and the pace on the outside? A speculator goes all the way across field. Cutting all the way back infields via Dadze. Oh, he brings himself within a few meters of the line. This time, able to get it away quickly is Tik Lauri. Now the Georgians go for it again. More power. Called Baya.
Egan,
Backs himself.
can you just check for me? I'm happy with the try. Can you just check for me if a blue player was played off the ball away from the breakdown? Just before the try, please.
Okay, so we got an on-field try We're just checking for possible
So
obstruction.
the try is
leading up to
all
the try.
good,
That's correct.
as long as
Okay,
nobody
stand
was
by.
played off the ball. Wow, they really ratchet the game up to a high pace once they have the opportunity to strike to Georgia. It's all about clearing those rucks in 0.5 seconds. And if Chile cannot stop that momentum, there's no way they're going to stop the attacking skills they have on the outside, especially Zviadadze. He has looked elusive. Saldadze looks like a bodybuilder in the number 13 jersey. We've seen Dev Dariani can run a straight line. Narcia, the captain, devastating on a straight line carry as well. So entertaining to watch Georgia. And this last match of the tournament on Saturday at Paul Roos between the junior Springboks and the junior Lelos is going to be the headline fixture of this under-20 international tournament, no doubt. So let's see if there are any players being cleared off the ball. That's just where the try is scored. You'll see 3 blue jerseys unable to stop the sheer power of the big man in the number 8 jersey called Bayer. Egon Seconds having a close look at whether there was any illegal clear out at the ruck preceding. So take a close look now at this ruck. If there's anybody taken off away from the ball, would not appear so at all. It must be from a separate incident.
Ewan,
Yes, again.
you can stay with the on-field decision of try. No
Perfect.
obstruction.
Thank you so much.
Try given in the end. Nothing illegal going on from the Georgians.
Play now.
Just devastating power. And mesmerizing skill. Another conversion up and over as Tiklauri continues with the kicking duties. Sazadze is down getting some treatment. With the Georgians are in full control against Chile at the under-20 level here at the under-20 International Series at Wynberg Boys High School. So last look at the try, just as we get back underway. It is the big guy, Kolbaya, with the latest try for the Georgians. And here is the try scorer, Kolbaya. Caught behind the gain line. Good defensive pressure from Chile, showing that they have not lost any of their energy in spite of conceding a couple of points. I'm sure they would have come to South Africa knowing the challenge they had on their hands with all the teams that they are facing and the things that they have achieved, the quality of their programs. And if they can find a way to be competitive at any point during this match with Georgia, those will be steps in the right direction. But the pressure is on. Look at that. Toradze just flooding onto a pass attempted by Chile. Oh, yes, very late to that ruck. Nicholas Weitzel.
Tackle is in the way.
And Georgia, minute by minute, showing why they are the favorite side in this matchup. Makaradze.
Tackle is in the way.
Garibashvili feeds the line out. No rolling ball this time. Oh, yes. Garibashvili with a beautiful offload brought down is Dev Dariani.
Knock on blue.
A knock on from Chile. Georgia for the line. Wave after wave of attack. And now they are irresistible. Chile running out of energy. Georgia rising as they go forward. This time it's Narcia, the captain, dotting down. Looking to present the ball at all times, Dev Dariani, as he went to ground. Quick recycle, it's the secret to the Georgians' power. And Tiklauri with a simple offload to his captain, and Narcia feasts on what he was provided. That's checking on the shot clock is Tiklauri. Another successful conversion. He's had a couple of simple ones as Mate Makaradze was slightly tougher, those couple that he missed, so I'm sure he wouldn't mind getting back on the tee to add a few more to his tally, set the record straight. You can see the Chileans, especially their number 8 there, rolling his eyes as another try flowed in. Thomas Cooper. It's just the nature of the beast when, well, Chile continue to shoo off as many meters as possible from the kickoff in spite of the warnings of referee Debot. Georgia, what a connection on that clearing kick. Puts them all the way beyond the 10-meter line of Chile, from whence they must begin. Alvano keeps it moving across field to find his number 10, Claudio Roa. The chip to the outside, almost perfectly measured. Had to hang on a toe there, did Thomas Bagley. Allowed to bounce into touch. Georgian line out. Line out feed from Garibashvili. Immediately about their business are Georgia. Here, wrapping it off the right wings, Vidadze. Vidadze connects with Kalvashi. Kalvashi finally feeds Natroshvili. Natroshvili's got nitro in his boots. Wow, this guy's quick. What a try from Georgia. Just like that. What a kid. The first chance he's really had in 2 matches. And that's what he can do. A well-worked backline move from Georgia. Chile found wanting the cut inside, and he turned on the afterburners. Natroshvili. Welcome to the Under-20 International Series. Welcome to Cape Town. Let's have a party.
I'm waiting on the 20-second score.
Tiklauri with another simple conversion. 40 minutes on the clock, and we should have at most one more play in this half.
I will give you 20 seconds at the kick.
Just to follow on from the coverage of all of the facilities and foodstuffs on offer at Rondebosch, which I was unable to partake in. Here at Wynberg, equally good, it must be said.
Not over the line.
Some pancakes that were outstanding to start this afternoon's play, and there's a coffee stall here. They're making some pizza. All sorts of great stuff. I'm hoping that I can find a way to sample some more of their wares. We're up and away, and Chile have us back underway, trailing by 45 points all of a sudden after a positive start. But this is the way that things can go when you are experiencing the gulf in quality of rugby programs that the likes of Georgia have with Chile. It just shows the levels to this game, having been beaten by 97 points to 0 against the junior Springboks. They may be conceding a similar amount of points if they continue on this trajectory against the likes of Georgia. Claudio Roa juggles it in the air and under pressure gets folded, loses possession, and Georgia with the bit between their teeth have a chance to run one more time to close out the half. This guy's dangerous. Kalvashi feeds it back inside. Vidadze looks to keep it alive. Look at this rugby. Narcia's onto the ball now. They set the ruck. In over the ball for the turnover. Thomas Bagley. Stand up and be counted, son. What a play from the Chilean. Just when desperation was striking, he showed the power of one, got in there and turned it over all on his own. So the Georgian power can indeed be fought, and Marco Alvano wisely kicking the ball to touch while his team is scrambling, not for the first time in this half. The pressure, too much for the young Condores, and the junior Lelos are in full control here in the first of 2 matches from Wynberg Boys High School. A match which has ratcheted up in quality and class and entertainment as the tries began to flow from the boys in maroon representing Georgia. As for Chile, they continue to learn on this journey, but part of that learning, a great part of that learning, would be to score at least 1 try before heading into the final day's play against Fiji. They've showed the potential for just that. However, up until this point, they have failed to put any points on the board in 2 matches thus far. Let's call it 1.5. At halftime, Georgia lead Chile at the under-20 level here at Wynberg Boys High School by 45 points to 0.
Welcome if you are just joining us for the first time today here at the beautiful Wynberg Boys High School. We of course just saw the first half of action here of round 2 of this inaugural Under-20 International Series. Georgia taking on the very proud Chilean side over here. 45-0 to the Georgians at the break as we prepare for the second half of action. And of course, coming up very soon at 3 p.m, our very own Junior Springboks will be taking on the baby flying Fijians in round 2. Just a reminder, if you don't know, this coming Saturday, the 30th of May, will be the final round of this international series. We will be out in Stennies at the Markwater Stadium. Tickets are free for that one. You can come and watch not only Bishops take on Paul Rose, but also, of course, our very own Junior Springboks. They will be playing Georgia at 2:30. As we continue to build up to the second half between our very two proud nations, Chile and Georgia, we'd also like to just say a very special welcome to the Vice President of SA Rugby, Mr. Francois Davids, and the CEO of SA Rugby, Mr. Rian Oberholzer. They are here today to support the future of SA Rugby as we all get to witness not just the future of SA Rugby, but the future of world rugby in this Under-20 International Series.
Friends, Romans, countrymen. Huh? What's happening?
and the trophy rather for the Junior World Championships. It's South Africa who will be in a pool with Wales and Georgia, incidentally, as well as Uruguay. And so they will be looking forward to the final fixture taking place on Saturday when they get to test their mettle against the side who will literally be in their group come the end of next month in Georgia for the World Championships, as the Junior Springboks look to go back-to-back and secure the title for a second straight time. 4 pools in Georgia, all of them involving some of the finest young teams in the world, of course. France, Australia, Spain, and Fiji occupy Pool D, so the baby flying Fijians preparing for a real challenge and trying to get into those knockoff places, specifically ahead of France and Australia. And if you've been watching France at the under-20 level over the last few years, you'll understand very clearly that they are not to be trifled with. That man is not to be trifled with, Marco Alvano, captain of these young Chileans, and he has looked electrifying every time he's gotten onto the ball. The Georgians finally with us to conclude this half-time break in good spirits, clearly. A couple of backpats as they make their way back onto the field, having secured victory in match 1. They seemed quite frustrated with their performance in the first half against Fiji. Went into that half-time break trailing against the Fijians and then managed to maximize the best elements of their game and secure victory by 6 points against Fiji, and the comeback victory, exploiting the power of their scrum and their line-out while the Fijians were scoring expansive tries whensoever they could. 40 minutes left to play here. Referee De Bot gets us back underway, or signals for Mate Makaradze to get us back underway. And he obliges, taken in by Serrano, who's absorbed some serious contact whenever... Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, everything was fine there, and on we go. Big tackle from Toradze. Claudio Roa on the carry. Cleared away by, here's the impressive man, Santiago Wood, off the bench, off of the wood, if you will, and into the game. He was at the heart and soul of everything Chile tried to do against the Junior Springboks on their first outing. Here's the main man, Marco Alvano, taking them all on. The offload in contact finds Luca Vega. Vega beats the first, and now he connects with Wood. Wood with the offload, anticipated by Calvashi, and Calvashi is going to look to run it all the way back at them. Calvashi goes long, and that's heartbreaking stuff for Chile. Positive start to the second half. Calamy interested in the way that the Chileans are going to approach the second 40 minutes. Growing in confidence. They have an opportunity here yet to score a point in South Africa. What an incentive that is. Barreira with the 23 on his back takes it at line-out time. Carried forward by Cristobal Soto. Wood. Can see the fire in his eyes, Wood. Glad to be on the field for this second 40 minutes. Roa keeps it moving. Look at the flowing, attacking play from Chile to start out the second half, crossing the gain line at will.
Advantage.
Wood, now an advantage being played as Cristobal Barrera carries it in. Wood, that one dipping a bit, but on the money all the same. Roa takes 2 to bring him down. Wood feigns right, goes left. Just before the point of contact, the offload goes to Stefano Maino. Narcia was on the ball, so we're going back for that penalty advantage.
Stand him. Thank you.
Now, this halftime talk must have been something pretty special, because Chile have turned it all around at halftime. Let's see for how long they can continue this level of energy.
Nope. What's wrong? Injury. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Well, as long as you bring out the magic spray, you can convince anyone it's an injury. A little bit of water being taken on board. It's just become a part of the game in which more and more tactical advantage is trying to be gained. The introduction of water peoples.
That's good.
Cristobal Soto feeds the line out and finds Cristobal Barrera. They try to roll them all, but they've been rolled in the wrong direction. Spinning away from that first resistance of Georgia and presenting well in the end. Although their bodies have been torqued in the midst of that. Oh my gosh. Holding his jaw. It's aggressive. But did it cross a line? They don't want to cross the line here, Georgians. Well, things just being allowed to continue to flare up. A bit of a captain's influence may be needed here from the likes of Narcia. Everybody's just got to walk away. The future is too bright to risk it on any nonsense here.
Number 14. Number 14. Number 14, come to me, please. Do you have anything more? And your captain? Captain? That was nothing. I don't want you to come from far to escalate things.
Okay.
Okay, you were not involved over there. Coach, thank you. Okay, translate. You were not involved there. You don't come and escalate things. Okay? Dangerous tackle, number 2, red, yellow card. Number 2. Is it number 2? Yellow card, dangerous tackle.
So in the end, the yellow card for the first offense against Garibashvili. Called over for a bit of a chat was Avtandili Zviadadze, the right winger with the flowing locks.
Dangerous tackle.
Not sure the message needed to be translated. A couple of sly grimaces on everyone's face as pretty clear what is discouraged in rugby, and that is running from a far distance to continue escalating a fight. So I started with some really physical contact there. The call on the tackle being made against Garibashvili, and now Chile with a chance to score their very first try since arriving in South Africa. They lunged for the line, but they're stopped short, and they go again! The young Condores fly in here! Oh, they've worked really hard for that. They turn to the big guy, Maximiliano Abumahor, and they're over the line. Chile got 5 points in South Africa. Not against South Africa, but in South Africa. 97 points to 0. They lost their opening game. And eventually they wear down the Georgians to the point that a crack finally opens in that defensive line. And it's a tight forward who goes over in the end. The tightest of forwards, the tight head prop, Abumahor. Challenging conversion attempt, to say the very least. The strike is clean. Ra puts it over. Turn that 5 into 7. Smiles on Chilean faces. They've been building towards this. They set this rolling maul and made the progress that they needed to. Attracted those forwards in and left them scattered on the right-hand side of the maul in the end. No more defenders left out to the left. Wood knew that was the case. Popped it up off the base. And that was all she wrote in the end. Chile can be exceedingly happy with their efforts. Indeed, our images are going up onto, if you want to call it, the big screen here at Wynberg Boys High School in a feat of technology achieved by Baruch Media, the likes of which streaming seldom sees. Really high quality of broadcast being achieved in a truly innovative way here, as is always the case at Baruch. So Chile, having taken in the kickoff and trailing now by just the 38 points, will be full of confidence. Tackle made by Arzenante. Alvano, always looking to make a difference. He's found himself suspended in the sky. The knock-on comes from Chile. And giving away a scrum, as this Chilean side is as good as giving away a penalty. No matter how interested the replacement front ranker, Christian Olmos, may look, he loves the rough stuff. And he's going to get some of it right now.
He's coming off.
So just in that attempted offload, the knock-on going from the fingertips of Roa, which meant Natroshvili knocked it on immediately afterwards, and referee de Bort could not allow any advantage. Oh, what a match for number 8. One of the try scorers for Georgia. It's Irakli Kolbaya. One of a few subs coming off. Goga Ushveridze on at halfback. Shifting to number 8 is Zazadze. Slotting in on the flank
Crouch.
is the big guy, Saldadze.
Bind. Set.
One of those modern age outside centers that is built like a flank. There's an eruption in the front row.
Both of you gone up.
Georgia will feel they had the advantage, but no penalty advantage for them this time, as the scrums popped up in the front and Georgia could not continue with that momentum they were building. Ushveridze having to scramble behind the gain line. Georgia switch from right to left. Wonderful hands. Here's the captain, Narcia. Stays in field. Chile trying for the ball on the ground. Great counter-rack here. Vega deeply involved. What a player he is, the big number 4. Oh my gosh, the aggression of Chile. They have the bit between their teeth here in the second half. It's a pleasure to watch. Tackle made by Soler. Now Georgia passing so deep, losing ground before they go forward. And now Zviadadze has a chance to run, but not for long. Alvano rushes up. Boy, they're hungry for it here in the second half, Chile. And Georgia struggling to deal with the pressure in defense and attack. Not rolling away. Penalty Georgia, but the message has been sent, and it's been sent clearly. They need to keep 15 players on the field. Boy, they're giving everything. Absolutely everything. This guy loves it. It being the rough stuff. So they're flying up off the line here, and then that delayed ball just gives the players the chance to line it up. And oh, he went low, and he might have caught a knee to the side of the head. Christian Olmos. And one of those unfortunate rugby incidents is you'd have to think he'll be having a check for possible head knock. Here's the captain of Georgia today, Luka Narcia. And it must take a pretty strong-willed individual to be a captain of these type of muscle-bound, strong-minded individuals that the Georgians produce in the game of rugby. Down getting treatment for Georgia, Tornika Toradze.
So we can go for the knock-on since it wasn't felt.
It's not good images for the young number 17, Christian Olmos.
It will be a scrum, guys.
Now, you see, that's the problem with being on the big screen. People know when they're on screen, and you don't get those natural reactions.
Before the offside penalty, there was a knock-on from red. Since it's not a foul play penalty, we'll go with the scrum just before the penalty. Scrum to blue ball, knock-on red.
So for all of that consternation, uproar, and upheaval, we're going to have a scrum to Chile to restart the match. Is this man going to rise up and take part? Or is he wisely going to head to the touchlines? One really does hope so. Indeed he is.
There's a sub, thank you.
Yeah, of course he wants to stay on, as any young rugby player should. But in his best interest, heading towards the bench to be replaced. And then we're going to have a scrum. And it doesn't matter who's feeding the scrum, if you've been watching. There's only one team that wants this scrum, and that's the team in maroon. Now, how do Chile manage to get this ball out the back to free themselves from the pressure that Georgia are applying? 14 men of Georgia, 7 men in the scrum. As Garibashvili, just to the left of your screen, remonstrating in the sin bin.
Bind. Set.
Wood knows the challenge he has on his hands. It's all about the timing, the hook, and the feed. Oh, well, Chile, just for a moment, looking like they were going forward. Wood had the confidence to allow the ball to sit at the back of the scrum. The second half compared to the first. What a pleasure to watch for Chile. It's got to be inspiring to the coaching team. Everything that's changed from the match against the Junior Springboks to this, from the first half of this match to the second. Wood pops one over the top. Bang. Pedro Picara carries into contact. Serious contact. Wood gets it away. Oh, both of these teams are flying off the defensive line. No knock-on, though, from Chile, so they can carry on now with a busyness of feet. Stefano Meno breaks to the left. Here's Vega showing up big time in the second half. Taking a big-time tackle there. Behind the gain line a couple of times. Wood now recognizing they're heading backwards. Chips on over the top, and the Chileans are running onto this. Georgia scrambling backwards off of a Georgian hand. And now another one of the try scorers with brilliant hands under pressure, Natroshvili. And they're still going here, Georgia. Natroshvili back into the action. He's got sevens energy.
Use none.
Zik Lowry gets it away. Or rather, his replacement, Ushveridze. And here's Ushveridze again, preparing, or appearing to prepare for a kick over the top. He does hang it high, just missed timing his chase on that kick via Dadze, and so couldn't put the kind of pressure he would have liked to, and to build up the kind of momentum he was hoping for. It's Claudio Roa who took it into contact for Chile, and here's their captain Alvano. Quick hands right before contact, not quite on target. Another high tackle.
Sternum.
This time, the culprit is Leonide Saldadze. Stepping up to the ball, Marco Alvano. The amount of energy they've expended, you would swear at least a half of the second half has been completed, but we're yet to get through the first 10 minutes, and Alvano has criminally missed touch there for Chile. All the same, Georgia forced to clear under pressure, and Chile have an attacking line out all the same.
Thank you.
There's the high tackle.
You gonna play? Okay, now it's stop. Time off. Subs.
So not a check, but some subs coming onto the field.
Numbers?
As there has been a battle of attrition out there so far today.
1 and 3 red. 1 and 3. Sub 1 and 3 red.
Now this is the time. Georgians change both of their props, and they get an injection of some of their most serious energy onto the field. Outstanding performances from Luka Yaseshvili, as well as Lavani Eziashvili. Perhaps one of my favorite players in the tournament this year, the big number 3 for the Georgians.
Okay, good. We got 4 guys on. Do we have 4?
Who has the kind of skills that make you highly employable in the game of rugby.
Just hold on, please. Good. Just stand in front of him, please. Can we play? Thank you. Get your mark, please. Get your team on the mark, please. Come on.
Rafael Silva, replacement hooker for Chile, feeds the line out, and once again they've got it right. They look to set that rolling maul in at the wrong side. Chalidze called away, another advantage to Chile. He's coming in on the wrong angle there, was replacement prop Chalidze. And now with the penalty advantage, Chile have the chance to attack. Roa rolls the dice immediately.
Second layer, 17. Thank you.
So another chance perhaps for Chile to unleash that rolling maul. Santiago Acuna on the number 18 jersey. A bit of a doppelganger for Christian Olmos in the 17, who's left the field. This time, safe touch found by Santiago Wood, clearly one of the leaders in this side. Evidence of which he's barking out the orders. But then again, that might just be a scrum half thing. Wood approaches the line out. Crucial feed here for Rafael Silva.
Hold on, please. Okay, play. Time on.
Silva to feed this line out. Crucial one for Chile. What a place to attack from. No contest this time from Georgia. They look to impact that rolling maul. 17 again. That could be trouble. He's just come onto the field. Wood. calling a couple of the forwards closer to the ruck to win a couple of the hard yards. They've won nothing. And they've had the ball snatched away clean from their hands. Stefano Maino could not hold on. Double blast of the whistle. Time for a chat.
17.
He knows. Oh, me? Yes, you.
He just came on. First maul, hitting the second layer.
Oh,
This maul over here, he's taking out the lifters.
oh,
Okay, you're in the red zone. He needs to do better, please.
oh.
Attack the ball, not the lifters.
Oh, the edge
Here's your mark.
he was living on there. Yellow card. Possibly on the cards, and now certainly on the cards. A warning has been issued. Any more cheap penalties in this area? And another Georgian player will head to the sin bin for another 10 minutes. Chile applying all the pressure here early in the second half. What a showing from the young South Americans.
Number 18.
So overwhelmed in their first match.
In line with you.
Not overawed by the power of the Georgians or by their scrum or the efficiency of their lineout. They're attacking the second half and they've got another clean take at lineout time.
There's the ball.
Alcade, the recipient this time, no option of rolling that maul due to the power of the Georgians, shutting it down immediately. And now they'll look to construct another approach. Not getting expensive at all to begin with. Well, another advantage against the Georgians. That one is cheap. Chile go again. The pop, getting a bit innovative from the base, looking to attract those defenders and catch them sleeping. Now they up the pace of the recycle. Georgia going to have to reload and get players in position. Chile are going to keep it tight, rumbling up towards the try line. Taking on the Georgians where they consider themselves best, giving them taste of their own medicine here. Chile, meter by meter, working their way for the line, getting in there to protect us, Stefano Maino. Who's the next for the pick up and go? Acuna looking to accelerate in the space of a meter. We're going back for the penalty advantage and more.
Repeated infringements, yes.
It's the captain. And he's not happy. But he can't complain. So that makes it 13 players on the field for Georgia. If there was ever a time to strike, it is now.
Let's make some noise for these two great nations. Chile are fighting to the bitter end. 45 0 is the score.
It was borderline, for sure.
Perfect, thanks. Hold on, we've got players on. Is that the yellow card return? Thank you.
14 players on the field now for Georgia. Yellow card returning. A line-out feed comes from Silva. What a chance for Chile to strike.
Get out, move, get out.
The young Condores roll this maul. This time Georgia did not shut it down. Chile have done it again. Rafael Silva.
The second on the day and the second in this tournament for them.
Oh, wow.
You're not allowed to change your mind.
Hungry for tries, get in my belly. He's got himself another, and the second for Chile since arriving in South Africa. The Georgian maul defense, great at the first instance, but they had no backup defenders, breaking away and found no resistance. Rafael Silva, and everybody loves it, man and dog. Jamie Soler. Soler lets the sun shine in here at Wynberg Boys High School. 2 converted tries for Chile. Their trip is already worth it. So here's the maul defense from Georgia. You can see they're always trying to direct the Chileans, this time not towards the touchline, but further center field. There were no pillars in position. There are 14 players on the field, perhaps missing that one that would have switched on and thought, I need to defend this channel. Chile recognized that vulnerability and capitalized. What a second half it has been for the Chileans. Now, the coaching staff, while the players are warming down and strapping themselves up, will be patting each other on the back for what they've managed to achieve thus far in this second half, which still has plenty to run. And this, the first of 2 matches coming away from Wynberg Boys High School today in the Under-20 International Series.
Fast forward, blue.
Looks like more cramp.
Yes. There was a contest in the air.
I think that Marco Alvano needs to work on his persuasiveness as a commentary. You got to get in there with the referee, get him chuckling. Next thing you know, you might get some more positive calls from the good man.
Yes.
But what a captain he is, Alvano. He really provides a spark for this Chilean side when they need it in attack. But clearly, once they are attacking systematically, he is not required to be as talismanic in his approach as perhaps we saw during the Junior Springboks match. He has the capacity to try to be the spark when nothing's happening, but when the systems are in place, then he can be a perfect cog in a machine that can punish an opposition team. Trouble here for the Chileans. They showed a better effort the last scrum. 8 players in the scrum now for Georgia, just to show that both of their centers hit the gym. Number 12 now slotting it on the flank, Dariani, after Saldadze did so earlier.
Fine. Set.
Arobelidze with the 23 standing right behind the scrum, ready to get involved in the action, but the action's all happening in the pack right now. They've chowed again, have Georgia, finishing off the Chileans, bouncing through a tackle. Akvediani. Ushveridze gets it away, and the Georgians on the attack again. Look at them swarming immediately, the first chance they've had in so long. The Chilean defense needs to knock men backwards here. The turnover's good from Chile. What an effort, the knock-on in the end. But the penalty advantage still there from the scrum. They've got just as much fight in defense as they do in attack, Chile. But when Georgia get about their business, the Chileans sink and sink and sink again. So important for them to control that possession, to make sure the Georgians don't have a chance to express themselves. Could have taken the scrum, they choose to kick for touch. And their lanky number 10, Makaradze, finds it safely. And not just safely, in a very attacking position here.
Number 17. Sorry, 18.
Oh, here he comes. Watch for the right of your screen. Charging into action. Oh, yeah. The energy of the man. He returns. Christian Olmos.
One guy out.
You want to talk about a talisman? Forget about Alvano. That's the talisman right there. He looks like the good times man of the team. The glue man, as they call him. Agniashvili feeds the line out, which can't be controlled. And while you appreciate the expression of endeavor, I'm sure if it were a match at the Junior World Championship in their home country towards the end of next month, in that position with so much scrum dominance, surely they would have packed down a scrum again on the spot where they got the penalty and ensured they got maximum punishment out of their domination. But of course, they're here in South Africa to expand their skill set and their capabilities, and perhaps the other part of their game needing more work than their scrum, because their scrum is pretty strong.
Shoulder. Crouch. Bind. Set.
The 7 men of Georgia, young men, but men all the same, put big pressure on Chile. Somehow, someway, managed to get that one out. This clearing kick is high quality, a line drive of note, relieving the pressure. Brilliant work from the young Condores, and they can be happy with that exit. Looked like it may have been Pedro Picara who applied boot to ball. Georgia not preparing for tiddlywinks, shall we say. They'll be in a group with South Africa, Wales, and Uruguay. And they will be eager to be the team that finishes at least second in that group.
Not straight.
This Chilean side in the second half.
Captain. Line out. Line out. Line out, please.
Yeah, thumbs up from the captain. He didn't need to bring me all the way from the other side of the field. Scrum or line out? Line out, please. Two ball for the Chileans, works out perfectly again. Cristobal Barrera rising highest, and they're punching holes in the midfield. Try scorer Cristobal Soto, the latest among them. Vega with the offload, but the Georgians saw that coming. They've set that up a couple too many times today, that little play. And now Chile with, oh, they had two men over on the outside. But they're about their business right now. You can see they are playing as they intend to be. The kick going too long this time from Jamie Soler. But Chile can certainly be encouraged by everything they've achieved thus far. They've got one more game coming in South Africa, and that's on Saturday against Fiji, a team which they will be far better matched up with, considering how much they've struggled at scrum time against the Georgians. If they didn't have that power deficit at scrum time, how close could the contest be? We're going to find out on Saturday. For now, it's 45 points to 14. Georgia still in control, in spite of controlling almost none of the second half of this game. But whenever they do have the ball, they are blasting their way over that gain line at will. Here's the danger man, Makaradze. Anytime he has a go at the line, he shows how much skill he's got. And now they're 5 meters out. Chilean over the ball. Alvaro unable to affect the turnover. The defensive line speed there, inimitable. Rafael Silva slowing down the Georgian attack. And now the offload goes away to Meparishvili. Oh, look at that power in the contact, refusing to accept the tackle. Up and at them again, Ramadze. Bumping off Chilean defenders, short of the line, but for how much longer? They have options right, left, and down the center. Georgia dominating right now. It's waiting for some support to show up. The offload is there. Are they over the line? Referee Deport. How about that for tenacity? The Chileans stopped the Georgians from scoring. They'd given away the penalty advantage. And their men are down needing treatments. Mateo Alcaide. Really don't know if that's cramp or knee injury. What a game here in the second half. And you can consider these chuckers really, because these teams are preparing for something bigger. Especially so the Georgians, Chileans will not be involved in the Under-20 World Championship in Georgia. But do you think they care? The way they're playing, they are taking it to these Georgians each and every opportunity that they get. And the Junior Lelos are feeling the heat. Right now applying the heat though, but just look at this tenacity, perfect technique. You go in there, you get involved in the hit, and then you allow your body to fall back and make sure that your limbs, your fingertips, your toenails are underneath the ball, and the attacking player doesn't have an opportunity to dot down. Now with the penalty advantage in place, of course, it's going to be another attacking opportunity for Georgia, but with the laws having changed the way that they have, that maneuver has become all the more crucial in rugby because it can earn you a goal line dropout and relieve untold pressure.
Scrum. Red ball. Just set up clearly left, please, so we don't have head on head. There you go.
What a soldier.
And there you go.
Mateo Alcaide. He's given it all for Chile today. Congratulations, young man. And the Georgians have brought the entertainment to South Africa. Really close match against Fiji to kick things off at Rondebosch Boys High School 5 days ago. Scoring 45 points to open this one, and then opening the door to Chile, who've scored 14 unanswered.
Fine. Set.
What's this now? A Chilean riposte! Vamos indeed!
Get back. Get back.
Oh yeah!
Turn around.
I want to see number 17. Look at this from Chile, absorbing pressure all match long. They got stuck into the Georgians, popped them in the front row, earned themselves a penalty. Now, when the loose forwards are celebrating, you know the tight forwards are over the moon. But of course, as the laws of rugby dictate, the tight forwards not allowed to celebrate too expensively.
Up and around.
But indeed, those laws are changing, especially if you watch the career of a certain Trevor Nyakane. A career which is ongoing. I hope that he may return from injury real soon. Played down off the top by Chile. How much of the lineouts improved in the second half as well. No longer needing to do the dance at 2-ball. Georgia have given up a bit on the challenging at lineout time as well, which was putting pressure on that Chilean feed and led to a number of mistakes in the first. Wood gets it away. Look at the pace onto the ball from Marco Alvano. Alvano has Wood inside. Marco Alvano is the captain of his nation, and he showed just why. It's all about Chile in the second half. These are the Condores. They've spread their wings at Wynberg. They're in full control of the second 40 minutes. They're dominating at scrum time. They're waxing their lineouts. And now they are unleashing their skills in open play. They have talent galore. Alvano getting rid of the last defender. Goal, son! That is unreal. Wood encouraging him over the line. Oh, the spirit of these young Chileans, something to behold. And the match at Paul Roos is going to be spectacular between them and Fiji, I'm telling you now. 21 points on the board for Chile. 45 to Georgia. 21 unanswered points by Chile. Vamos! Oh, Alvano just coming onto the line at speed. And look at this, measuring, and the pass would have been there if he had to put it inside. Keeping the ball in two hands for as long as he needed to before transferring it into one for the glorious finish. And you can hear from those communications, those are not Georgian communications. Those are passionate South American communications. Referee De Bort seems to be enjoying himself. And why wouldn't he be? So the kickoff goes long, not a high-hanging kickoff this time, and Christian Wood under huge pressure. Wow, gets it away. And what a way to get it away. All the way to the halfway line. Line out Georgia. Now the Georgians will be eager to turn things around because remember, they have a coaching staff who are trying to make selections for who are going to be the main young men, for the World Under-20 Championships on home turf. What a huge, huge opportunity and privilege for these young Georgians that will be. And you don't want to miss out on the starting 15 or the 23 on that day at the end of next month. Oh, allowed to bounce dangerously by Claudio Roa, who came confidently onto it. Isolated turnover ball by his opposite number, Mate Makaradze. A long way down from that height. I'm telling you, this is my favorite guy, Christian Olmos. I want to put a tracker on his career. The young prop forward had to go up for an HIA. The way that he ran from the touchline to get back into the game was inspiration in itself. Makaradze knocks it into touch. He is very accurate when looking for those corners, and that is a highly valued asset at the very highest level of the game. Just ask Mani Lebok. So great tackle, the captain back on the field as well. Luca Narcia for Georgia. Tripping up the player, and he was so isolated, Roa.
Not straight. Captain. Scrum line out.
Big call. Oh, okay. Line out still. Even after the dominant performance at the last scrum. Line out rather than scrum, anytime. Got to respect the power of that Georgian scrum, even though the Chileans were able to get the upper hand.
You start making decisions. You're down regularly now. Okay. About 11, more or less. More or less. Red.
Very clever from Vega. In order to appease the referee, he's gotten up off the ground and continued to get treatment. That treatment being magic spray. Big line on for Chile, under huge pressure here to clear their lines.
Okay, come on.
Trailing by 24 points, but don't pay too much attention to that, because in the second half, they're winning by 21. Now, tap down off the top. Very untidy, and a brave carry from Claudio Roa.
Use 9.
Wood calling for protection. He sees the pressure coming. My goodness, he can get a good connection on a ball. Oh, completely extending himself. Rafael Silva flying like he was a wing, the replacement hooker. Unable to affect any change for Chile, and it's Georgia onto the front foot through Ushveridze. Oh yeah, this guy, Makaradze. Once he gets stepping, you can see that he has played in different positions to fly off in the past, and one would have to assume fullback. That is surely offsides. Indeed it is. Oh, don't do it to the young man. He's the one. Christian Olmos pushed his luck, and he'll head from the field again. This time for a yellow card, and perhaps we'll have one last chance to see him charge onto the field for the final 45 seconds. But until then, he's gone.
Thank you so much. Captain. Pardon? No. Scrum 22.
Kicked it dead.
Scrum 22. Scrum. Yeah? No idea. So cool. Yeah, no worries. Who's coming up? Thank you.
I think we need an investigation. These two guys looking too similar. Back onto the field, Santiago Acuna. So 17 of Georgia being notified by referee Debot. Chelidze. Razmadze, number 18 for Georgia. Agniashvili, replacement hooker.
Crouch.
On the flank, Ardzenadze in the 20.
9. Set.
Huge scrum this for Chile. They resist more than enough to get clean ball for Wood. Roa.
Upright tackle.
He sends it away to Soler. There's been a lot of that from Georgia today. Upright tackling, especially once the backline players get moving. Wood had options.
Upright.
And that's the kind of thing that the Georgians need to sort out immediately, because at any point an upright tackle could be a red card, never mind a yellow card. They can change your entire game. All the work that you've done, all training can go out the window with one of those tackles at a crucial time, especially when it comes to World Championship time. South African people gathering, some with the correct colors on to support the junior Springboks. That match coming up next here at Wynberg Boys High School on day 2 of the U20 International Series. Line-out feed finds Barrera. Rafael Silva tucked in the back. Here come the cavalry. Chile want to take Georgia on at their own game. They want to roll this maul and put pressure on the Georgian pack. Here's an advantage. Another side entry from Georgia at a rolling maul. Wood digging in there, trying to get it free for the 14 young men of Chile, looking for the tap and go potentially. He's got a sharp eye for the game, does this young man, Santiago Wood.
21.
Soler to drive it into touch. What an opportunity for Chile to score again. To remind you, in match 1 at Rondebosch Boys High School 5 days ago, they went down 97 points to 0 against the junior Springboks. 3 tries in the second half, all of them converted, and now they go again. Rafael Silva feeds the line out. He wants some support around him, tucked in now amongst his teammates. The Chileans looking to rumble into the Georgian pack. Isolated their hooker, Rafael Silva. as the resistance around him melted. But the Chileans still deep in the red zone here. What can they make of it? Georgia looking more and more desperate. A pick and go down the blind, attract a couple more. Chileans pick their bodies up off the floor. The tenacity of the Georgian defense is never ending. Nothing easy will come their way. Slapped back into action is Cristobal Soto by his halfback Wood. He needs all the energy from all these forwards in spite of the limp that the number 2 is sporting. Soto keeps on lending his way to the team. Vega, well, let's go. You cannot do that. You cannot. Taking the ball, standing at first pillar.
The ruck is formed, he cannot play the ball.
Razmadze penalized and Chile come again. Fearsome physicality from both of these sides. And without question, not an ounce of compromise. They go again. Soto diving for the line. He stopped short. Chile reload.
Leave the ball ready.
Got their big guys in position. Acuna over the ball. Acuna picks it up and presents. Wood steps away, Chile. They're going to lunge for the line once more. Wood wants to know if he needs to get involved. No, it's still up to the forwards. Barrera running into brick walls.
Stay on the line.
We're heading for the final 5 minutes now. Chile! They refuse to get it out of that first channel. They are standing right on the precipice, and they go again through Rafael Silva. Georgia staying on sides now. Chile crying out. They've done it again. 4 tries for the Chileans. The tenacity of the Condores shines through.
5 minutes left on the clock.
Georgian frustration, but not capitulation. But all the same, they're conceding a flood of tries in the second half to the 14 players of Chile under 20. Last man up, Stefano Maino. Snub-nosed rugby right on the try line of the Georgians. Carry after carry. They just had to increase the pace on that last one. Soto had to go. Maino was the next up. And another challenging conversion attempt.
To watch the future of not just SA rugby, but international rugby in the second round of this inaugural Under-20 International right here at Wynberg.
Oh, this time unsuccessful. A wonderful effort all the same. A brilliant connection on that kick. But it drifts wide in the end off the boot of Jamie Soler. But the Chileans have shown they can score all sorts of tries. The expansiveness of that try for Marco Alvano. The sheer grit of the try for Stefano Maino. A try which surely he can share with the entirety of his forward pack because they put their bodies on the line for that one. Georgia, they've seen enough. They're walking their way back to the halfway line now. In a match which they came to develop their skills, they think we've developed enough skill here. Let's move on to the next one, boys.
Let's go.
Because the next one's against the Junior Springboks. It's going to be even more physical than this. Wow. Chile in the second half. How proud of themselves can they be? And they are still down to 14 players as Alvano takes it in off the kickoff and sends it to Wood. Oh my gosh! He just got lit up there. Chile tackled backwards. Woods clears the ball.
It's on the ball.
Oh, what an entertaining match this has been. Don't call it a curtain raiser.
Last.
Balieto on the carry, now Wood. With less than 3 minutes remaining, Wood, with the safety of his 22, finds touch directly. Line out feed to Georgia. What do they have left in the tank now?
3 minutes left in this fantastic.
In terms of cohesion, it can't be the same as it was in the first half. No slaps on the back, a couple of looks left and right. Look at the look of consternation on the face of their number 10. Frustration, asking questions of themselves. It's going to be a long couple of days with their coaching staff as they prepare for their final fixture against the Junior Springboks. Play down off the top, a chance for Georgia to attack, a rare chance in the second half. But it's Chile with the aggressive defensive line this time making their tackles. Soler first up. Slightly slower a cycle here in the second half for Georgia than it was in the first, as Ushvarita gets it free. Good tackle executed on Kalvashi. Rolling away may be a problem here.
No. No, you didn't tap.
Chance for a breather for referee de Bot. It's been a busy second half. This time the kick stays infield, a line-out opportunity for Georgia against the 14 young men of Chile. Budiani is the call, apparently. And I hope that's good language. In it comes over the top, taken in by Narcia. Ooh, that...
Advantage.
Yep, that rolling maul illegally brought to a halt, but Georgia showing what they're all about here. They are all about knuckle, straight up the guts. That's a big one. Georgia flex their muscle again. Georgi Agniashvili scores for the men in maroon. What was all the worry about in the end? Agniashvili showing just how simple it can be to dismantle the Chileans when the Georgians get about their business. Exploding up off the ground. He'll be excited about that one. Should be time for one more play in this match. We shall see. Conversion's good. Georgia go up to 52 points to the 26 of Chile. Now, at the end of the first half, the Georgians had 45 points on the board. As we take one last look at Agniashvili exploding through the center of the rolling maul to get over the line. Back onto the field is my number one guy, Christian Olmos. He cannot be suppressed, this guy. That's what rugby's all about. Oh, well, that is going to be absolutely soul-destroying. One last chance to possibly get hands back on the ball. They have one more attack, which they've shown an unending keenness for here in the second half, Chile. Kickoff goes wrong. But for Christian Olmos, what that means is he gets a chance to scrum. When there was a chance he'd come back onto the field and there would be no more rugby left to play. Look at the smile on his face. This is exactly where he wants to be. He's having a chat with a Georgian. Can they even understand what each other are saying? Does it matter? Smiles on faces there. What a trip it has been thus far. An absolute drubbing by the junior Springboks in match one. Conceding about 45 points in each half. Now, they conceded 45 in the first half here, but they've conceded only second in the second half of Chile.
Set.
Final scrum of the match. Everybody enjoyed that, and they'll get a chance to go again.
No, got a problem yet. Stay connected, please.
Well, I say everybody enjoyed it, but there's only one man who's smiling. And he's still talking. Christian Olmos.
Stay connected. Crouch. Bind. Set.
One more time. Oh, that's that stuff right there. Neither side giving an inch, and Georgia going for one last roll of the dice. The gas man's via Dadze on the outside. It's still alive. The The junior Lelos put a cherry on top and the Maroon men come flying in. What a way to finish a match after a disappointing second half. Flying free on the outside and capitalizing on an error from the Chilean defense. Georgia flood over the line through Dev Dariani. Wonderful hands from the inside center. He's been hard at work. Not much expansive opportunity for the centers of Georgia. Once the forwards are finished getting about their business, they send their two centers in for more crash ball to attract those backline players as well and really disrupt a defensive system. But every once in a while, they get a chance to show what they're all about. And this time, Dev Dariani gets over the line.
"20 seconds.
With the shot clock counting down, the conversion is successful and drawing a match to the close. Goga Ushveridze puts another 2 points on the board for Georgia, who struggled desperately in the second half. But then in the end, they found themselves a couple of breaks, that being the last of them. The captain of the Chilean side, there's no player more undeserving of just giving up a try so easily than Marco Alvano. What an example he's been to everybody on this field, not just in blue jerseys, for the first two matches of this Under-20 International Series, which concludes at Paul Roos next Saturday and concludes this afternoon after the match which follows this one, featuring the team in the background. The junior Springboks take to the field here at Wynberg Boys High School in Cape Town, taking on Fiji next. But for now, Georgia victorious over Chile, 59 points to 26.
On behalf of the Deputy of SA Rugby, Mr. Francois Davids, and the CEO of SA Rugby, Rian Oberholzer, we welcome all our traveling fans and spectators, and a special thanks to our host, our headmaster, Mr. Dion Skippers of Wynberg Boys High. Welcome, welkom, wamkile here to this International Under-20 Series. Wynberg, give yourselves a massive round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear who we have starting for us. Firstly, Fiji. At number 1, we have Marika Koroy. Number 2, we have Isaac Rolauni. Number 3 at tight head prop, Yeshua Ratulume. Number 4, Apelisa Naveo. Number 5, our right lock today is Savanenka Nagbale. Number 6, Suliano Savanata. Captain for Fiji today at number 7, Isoa Koranamoa. Number 8, Faimalanaga Tuvalu. At your scrum half, number 9,